Bianca Belair has message for IYO Sky after being slapped on Raw. Sends warning to Rhea Ripley. Bianca Belair delivered a message to IYO Sky after the Women's World Champion slapped her this past Monday night on WWE RAW during a promo with Rhea Ripley. The Genius of the Sky captured the Women's World Championship from Ripley earlier this month on the Red brand. The EST won the Women's Elimination Chamber match to earn a title shot at WrestleMania 41. She had a promo with IYO Sky this past Monday night on Raw, but they were interrupted by Rhea Ripley. Belair and Ripley started arguing with each other, while completely ignoring Sky in the ring. The champion responded by slapping both stars in the face and storming out of the ring. Belair took to her Instagram story today to reveal that she did not mean to disrespect the Women's World Champion. The 35-year-old also warned Rhea Ripley to leave her alone following their confrontation on Raw. Man, IYO slapped me so hard she knocked some tears off my jacket. I didn't even mean to disrespect you like that, but I got caught up in my emotions. Rhea, leave me alone, she wrote. Bianca Belair has a lot going on at the moment on WWE television. Her former tag team partner, Naomi, admitted that she was responsible for the attack on Jade Cargill during this past Friday's episode of SmackDown. Belair and Naomi were recently women's tag team champions, but dropped the titles to the Judgment Day's Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez last month. Ex-WWE employee criticizes Bianca Belair's promo on SmackDown. Wrestling legend Vince Russo recently criticized the promo between Bianca Belair and Naomi this past Friday night on WWE SmackDown. Speaking on the latest edition of Sportskeeda Wrestling's BroDown podcast, Russo compared the promo between the former women's tag team champions to a high school play. However, he added that it did start to get interesting once both stars got emotional. There were definitely real tears, and I noticed the real tears. I felt the early on stages in this promo were very, very bad high school play-ish. The very beginning of it. Once it got to the emotion, I think it got a lot better. The very beginning of it was very weak. Jade Cargill returned at WWE Elimination Chamber 2025 and brutally attacked Naomi. The former AW star also ambushed the Glow this past Friday night on SmackDown, following her promo with Belair. Only time will tell if Bianca Belair can capture the Women's World Championship at WWE WrestleMania 41. Naomi was taken out by a returning Cargill at the Elimination Chamber, Toronto Premium Live event before the match began. This led to Belair questioning her former tag team partner about whether she was the mastermind behind the attack. In an emotional exchange, the Glow admitted that she did attack the 32-year-old, claiming she did it for the EST. Belair has been torn since Naomi's confession. On social media, she posted a heartbreaking fan-made image. Reacting to it, Naomi shared a message on X. Bianca Belair has reacted to Naomi's actions. Bianca Belair has admitted that it was difficult for her to deal with the situation between Naomi and Jade Cargill. She briefly opened up about the bond she had with her two former tag team partners. While speaking on ESPN's First Take, the EST explained how Naomi filled in for Cargill while she was injured and contributed to the growth of the women's tag team division. She stated, "It's really rough. This is actually my very first time talking about it since it happened Friday. You know, I formed a bond with both of these women, Jade, and I elevated the women's tag team division. She was taken out. Naomi stepped in so that all that hard work wouldn't go to waste, and we bonded, but come to find out that Naomi was the one that was behind taking Jade out. So it's very heartbreaking for me. I'm actually more hurt than anything." Belair has returned to singles competition after losing the Women's Tag Team Championship. She will challenge IYO Sky for the WWE Women's World Championship at WrestleMania 41. Bianca Belair reacts with a one-word message after incident with Rhea Ripley and IYO Sky. Bianca Belair has reacted to the turn of events on this week's WWE RAW. She was involved in a confrontation with Rhea Ripley and IYO Sky, where the reigning Women's World Champion slapped both women. Sky won the Women's World Championship in the main event of last week's Monday Night Raw. She dethroned Ripley after the Eradicator got into a heated exchange with Belair, who was at ringside for the match. Belair became the #1 contender for the Women's World Championship after winning the Women's Elimination Chamber match. That on X/Twitter, Bianca Belair sent a one-word message after the exchange between herself, Ripley, and Sky. Belair is also involved in the Naomi Jade Cargill drama. The Storm was ambushed by a mystery attacker last November, forcing her out of action for several months. In her absence, Belair teamed up with Naomi to defend the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships before losing them to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Fast forward to the Elimination Chamber, Toronto premium live event, where Cargill returned and attacked Naomi. This past Friday, on SmackDown, Naomi admitted that she was the mastermind behind Cargill's attack before the latter once again laid out the now former Women's Tag Team Champion. Fast forward to the Elimination Chamber, Toronto premium live event, where Cargill returned and attacked Naomi. This past Friday on SmackDown, Naomi admitted that she was the mastermind behind Cargill's attack before the latter once again laid out the now former Women's Tag Team Champion. Bianca Belair's first comment on issues between Jade Cargill and Naomi. It's really rough. When last we saw Bianca Belair on Friday SmackDown, she walking away as Jade Cargill headed to the ring to kick Naomi's ass for the second time in less than a week. That was because Naomi confessed to attacking Cargill last November and then called Belair out of her name when the EST wasn't grateful she'd done so. Belair, who is set to face WWE Women's World Champion IYO SKY at WrestleMania 41, was asked about breaking up the Big Three and what's next for her and Cargill on ESPN's First Take today, March 10th. She replied, "It's really rough. This is actually my very first time talking about it since it happened on Friday. I form a bond with both of these women. Jade and I elevated the women's tag team division. She was taken out. Naomi stepped in so that all that hard work wouldn't go to waste. And we bonded, but come to find out Naomi was the one behind taking Jade out. It's very heartbreaking for me. I'm actually more hurt than anything, and it's really tough because I just won Elimination Chamber, and I'm supposed to be going to WrestleMania and having a big title match. But it's really hard to focus on that. So it's kind of bittersweet for me. I'm trying to be excited about this Elimination Chamber win, but I'm also hurt by the breakdown of the Big Three because we were doing amazing things and really representing. So it's just a really heartbreaking time for me right now." Interesting to note that for at least half of her appearance on First Take, Belair was not in character. She was for that first question, though. Even as WWE may be blurring the work/shoot lines around Cargill after reports of Jade having behind-the-scenes issues with other members of the women's roster last week. Another thing Bianca does during the interview is plug her appearance on Raw from Madison Square Garden tonight. So we'll see what happens in this storyline then. Bianca Belair, Naomi, Jade Cargill, crew receive praise for segment on March 7th. WWE SmackDown Fightful Select is reporting the segment with Bianca Belair and Naomi that also included Jade Cargill on last Friday's WWE SmackDown received rave reviews and heavy praise backstage. The report notes that Ioannis Philippides was the writer for the segment and TJ Wilson was the producer. It was also said that one WWE employee noted that it seemed like this is the first time Naomi was given the chance to be featured in a segment with substance and thus shined in the role. In addition to Naomi, Belair, and Jade Cargill, the writer, the camera crew, and production crew also received praise for their work with the segment. Furthermore, it was said that one WWE employee spoke with Fightful privately to Sean Ross Sapp through X direct messaging